Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Juices and all, welcome to the Build and Shoot stream. This is the first time we've ever done one of these. And obviously, if you've noticed, the time is a little bit later than we were expecting. We had some minor technical issues. This is the first time we've ever used the Facebook page to do any kind of streaming for Build and Shoot. But welcome. My name is Grandy. You'll see my Twitter handle coming up at the top of the page every now and again. Just bear in mind that we do have a stream delay in effect, which is most of the way towards 3 minutes. We did shorten it slightly because we wanted to try and get the stream out as soon as possible. But yes, we have a good number of games coming up. I think we have at least one already lined up for you guys between, and pardon the names, but Uniporns of Love versus Homofruit. And I think we're soon to go into the map phase. Yeah, I'm gonna move back into the old music, I think. Alright. And I'll just put the teams. So for tonight, it is 3v3. And I'll just show you guys. There we go. These are the maps the two teams are going to be playing on. And again, they're pretty small. Most of them are islands. In fact, they're all islands, sorry. Have good range. I mean, most of them have at least 2 or 3 routes available. But yeah, we will see how these teams get on. I know that Homo, I think this is their first game. And the way this works is we have 7 maps on the table. The 2 teams span 1 map at a time until there's only 1 map remaining. At which point, that will be the map that people play. So, let's get these guys voting. And hopefully I can pick up the comments in the chat. I will just try and get that on my other screen. There we go. So Homo is banning first. They will play on blue side. Homo have banned Isle of War as their first ban, which is in fact the map they're currently sitting on in the waiting room. Alright. So that's Homofruit's first ban. We'll see what... they've banned Juice Hills. Again, Juice Hills is actually one that I don't particularly like. It has a lot of high and low points. Quickly answered by Island Passage, which is actually my favourite map. I made it, but it's still my favourite map. It's interesting they've chosen those. So what's left on the table? Encampment, Gobi, New Fort, and the Stash. I've been quite a few games playing Encampment already. Gobi, I think, has been played once. I think New Fort's been played once, and the Stash played once. It's kind of actually quite a nice mix, to be honest. So we'll see, we're waiting on the second ban coming out from Uniporns of Love. Oh, they're banning Encampment as their third one. 1 ban left each. And there's actually quite a few big maps left. Gobi's gone. Final ban for Uniporns of Love. It's between the Stash or New Fort. New Fort's a really nice looking map. It's got a bit of an interesting midsection, which you'll see if we get onto it. Map format wise, they play 20 minutes each round. There you go, the Stash coming out as the final ban. Where's that one? There it is. So, the map choice is going to be New Fort. There we go. So that's what the map looks like. Quite long and thin, and that middle bit, right in the center there, is a real death trap. People are going to have to try and sneak around the side through the water. In fact, I can already... New Fort. Okay, we are moving the teams into the map. Awesome. So yeah, 20 minutes each side. We switch around who plays on which team at the halfway point, so there's no bias between team colours. And then we'll go for another 20 minutes right at the very end. Alright, enough with the music, I think. Awesome, and I can finally turn on game sound, I think. So here they are. Let's get this in. Alright, so we're waiting on one more. There we go. From Homofruit. Nicety, Amos, and Chromie. I haven't actually seen Chromie play before. Amos and Nicety I definitely have played against. Nuclear Potato and more from a very long time ago. General Applejack, again, somebody that I remember playing absolutely years ago now. I mean, Jen's a player that's been around the community for a very long time. In fact, most of these guys, I mean, for those of you who are around the community in Build and Shoot at this point, will know that the main time this game grew was a good 5 years ago now. It's been a good 5 years until we've had an update from the official source, which is of course now owned by Jagex. So, aka we're not going to get another one. But there's been so many new recent developments in the community. For new clients, I'm still using the existing 0.76 client. But there's now open spades and soon to come up better spades, which are providing new client functionality and then eventually branching out possibly into their own servers as well. So there's definitely a future for the development of the game. It's just a question of when these get mainstream acceptance. Right, I think the teams look like they are ready. I'm just getting pinged in stuff. Let me just double check that. Ooh, there's a lot of new messages, right? Okay. So, I believe you're ready to start. About to begin. There we go. And everyone's reset. Let's have a look first off at the spawning positions. In fact, very equal intel spawning positions. That's actually pretty decent. It's not even towards the back on either side. So yeah, that's going to be Morphman starting the tower. Even in a 3v3, they're going to actually start a tower. It's quite interesting. I guess they're anticipating quite a lot of heat at their side. And holy moly, that doesn't happen very often. I think this is the first time in the league that I've seen an SMG coming out. Jen going full on for it. Let's see, is there any kind of intel defense? No, there's none at all. Jen is actually going to be left alone here with the spawner. Who's going to be? It's going to be Amos. Amos versus Jen. Close range. Oh, Amos managed to get the kill out on him. He must be pretty low, though. Close range SMG is a thing to be feared. He managed to take him out. First real offensive. Meanwhile, at the other end, looks like there is one at the tower. There's not much to get rid of. There's one guy right at the top. They do manage to get the tower. What is going on? It's a spade kill. I didn't think a spade kill was going to come out this early on in the match. And again, another one of the firsts. I haven't yet seen a spade kill in the league so far. Any time for anything. Oh, this is going to be very close. Attempted grenade from both players. In fact, that's going to be pretty dangerous. Chromie must be pretty low. Ooh, that's awkward. And Applejack comes off over the top. Easy defenses. But somewhere Amos has come from the side. He's pretty much taking on all three. Just one more left to go, and the intel tower is undefended now. But there is going to be a spawn. That a shotgun? Shotgun close range, and that will deal him out. Morphman on the tower. But that is not the end of the pressure. He doesn't quite realise Nicety is on the way, and we know for a fact that Nicety is a very good player. It can sometimes have some ping issues, but is that the tower? No, again. Good flank from Jen. Realizing that that wasn't it. At last they can breathe for just a moment. Looks like Applejack is going to try and take up a defensive position inside their own walls, which is okay, but I mean, when it's only 3v3, you've got to have some kind of offense. Either that or be exceptionally sneaky. Looks like Chromie is just going to sit the side. Wait for a moment. Oh no, he's been spotted. He isn't dead yet though. That is a reasonable grenade. It's going to bounce off the side, and they take each other out. Must have been just barely on the edge. Meanwhile, on the other side, Wolfman again taken out. Amos going for the towering approach this time. Managed to get it off. Is there anyone spawning? That is a spawn on the roof. Potato can get an angle on him. Nobody should be expecting him up there. And there we go. Finally the intel dropped. Interesting. How on earth did it get in there? Well, doesn't matter. Nosty has got it. Looks like Morphin is on the run. Doesn't notice. Nicely trying to get away with it. And this is now a very, very dangerous position. We're outside of the bases, so there's no longer quite the same flanking aspect. They can't be spawned on from here either. That's history according to Grandy. For those of you who don't know, the little black chat you're seeing at the bottom right is the other spectators in the game. You see them listed at the bottom there. And I will just look at the Facebook chat once it's allowed to watch via expect mode on the game itself. Yes, just come along to the Discord, and you can find the server link in the Discord, and that will allow you to spectate the game just like I am. But anyway, this is all three members of Uniporns of Love surrounding the intel. Is there anyone left alive? I don't think so. I think that was Jen. No, I don't know who's got the. Oh my word, another shotgun. Homofruit going full on with the alternate weaponry. So this is some nice deep view. Good use of the hill. You notice Morphin way over there. Morphin hasn't got the same. I mean, I used to play against him a good number of years back. He was always pretty good at noticing where people were based on sound. But he has been completely ignoring these Uniporns players. Let's have a look. Amos is... wow. Okay. Well, he's managed to get the first score of the game. Oh, there's the dashboard there. And there you have it. Uniporns get the first kill. The first first kill, first blood in terms of cats. And that's all that matters in the end. There we go. Nuclear with the SMG. Again, Morphin shotgun. None of them are going rifle. Holy moly. That's crazy. But again, they're playing defensive. Where is their intel reset to? It's reset to being on the hill, which is not bad. Again, the further back it is, the harder it is for these Uniforms players to get round. So, gonna be very close. They must know that he's there. In fact, coming out from the side is gonna be Chromie. Two of them on it. It's a question of where the blue team spawn. Oh, there's one right on the other side. But he's not got the rifle. It's always gonna be SMG. There's one other spawn. Who's this? There's two right in front of him. He's gotten one. Chromie is gonna be the one there. I'm wondering where the hell the intel is. There we go. Finally found it. They're blind. So that's Applejack versus the waiting Chromie. There we go. Chromie finishes him off. Oh, and the spawn from Nuke Potato. Perfect timing. Chromie just had to get out of there. Spent just a little bit too long on it. Amos. Gonna get Nuke Potato coming out from the side. Again, is there anyone waiting on the intel? There is one. Should be a fairly simple kill, but when you're under fire from that SMG, you kind of poop your pants just a little bit. going to come round. You know there's guys around there. And they've done a full switcheroo there. There's one guy on the mountain. And Applejack is going to get the kill on Amos. Again, Amos, another name which has been around for a very long time. I'm just amazed that these guys aren't getting so many shots on target. And to be honest, the SMGs are doing brilliantly in defense. I'm not saying that we've hardly ever seen them, but they're certainly serving their purpose. And if you get caught in the crossfire between two, you're pretty much doomed. Anyway, where are we at? Is there actually any forward movement? There is a little bit of forward movement, finally. Nuclear Potato is halfway up the map now. But right back at his base, he's got nice tea on the intel. They decided to bury it, which is interesting. They might have a guy already in there, is the question. He does have to try and get out. Oh, yep, he died. Oh, and I need to get out of there. And Potatoes died halfway up. To a shotgun, no less. Amos matching the meme of this Homofruit squad. Are they finally out? I think they're finally out. Yeah, Chromie manages to dig his way out. Problem is that the fact they've got only SMGs and shotguns, they don't really have any long-range weaponry to be able to snipe him out from distance either. So this is, pretty much without a doubt, going to be another cap. Nice use of pink stairwell. And there we go. That is going to be home free, I think. So now it's a case of resetting. Nice T. Again, going for the shotgun. What on earth? Homo is pretty much already calling for a surrender, which, again, it's a game of firsts. That hasn't happened before, I don't think. Oh. Getting double from two sides. And from the middle, there is only one now left in spawn. And the intel's in a terrible position to defend against. And there we go. Which is going to be Nice T. Again, another spawn, I believe, coming out. A quick turnaround from Nice T, though. This is now going to be... Oh, I need to update the score. We are now 2-0 up to Uniporns. Yeah, somebody's saying that it's really confusing to watch the stream and spectate at the same time, which it will be because I'm nearly 3 minutes behind. So, that makes a lot of sense. Hey, Chromie is pretty much the only one using rifle at this stage. Making good use of it, though. I mean, at this stage, there's no real point in him being there. I mean, you could keep spawn killing them, but do that from a distance. You've got two people. You can take your time about it. You've got to wait for your player to go all the way back, which in fact he is now. Where is it going to respawn? Oh, again. A frontal position. Rather awkward. But it looks like they finally managed to clear out their base, which is fortunate. Bradley reckoning the spawn camp's going to make green win. I mean, it depends how they do it. If you're right in the face of people with shotguns and SMGs, spawn camping at that closer range is not a great idea. If you were to take your time about it and make sure your people are in position to go for another offensive once there's been a capture, then that's reasonable. But you can do that from a distance. Let's see. I think this is the first offensive or first movement up the pitch, the map, with more than one player. It's just going to ignore the passing player. I'm not sure whether that's by design or just by ignorance. Oh, he's just going to come around. He knows where it is. This is going to be a spawn out from Applejack. It's a question of how far he can get. Applejack is completely ignorant, although he's going to get spawned from behind. Morphman. Easy kill for him in the end. And he's going to take up a defensive position once more. It looks like Nuclear Potato found his end in the middle. He destroyed the bridge in the meantime, though. Just means they'll need to go in the water, which, to be honest, is not really going to affect this team at all. This has been incredibly one-sided. Although neither of these teams particularly have done anything all too special, at least tactic-wise. So, not much to say. Green's going on a block hunt. Potato being allowed to pass. So I'd say this is, yeah, a very rare match indeed. I mean, I guess I should have expected it given the names of the teams, and this match is an official league match. I've seen Uniporns playing actually pretty decently against some of the higher end teams. Let's see. Oh, whoa! Lag coming out from Chrome. Hey, are they going to get out of this? Nope. Yet again, another shotgun kill. Often claiming they are actually trying to win this game. But, I mean, just look at the scores. Only a quick ratio call. 3.12 on Amos, for example. 2.83 on Chromie. Pretty simple. But Nuclear Potato has been allowed through. Looks like he has managed to be picked off here by Chromie. Where is that intel? The intel is somewhere around here. Oh, oops, there it is. Shrunken camera getting the best of me. But hey, at least he moved it, I suppose. Every inch counts. Oh, it's such a meme game. It's just, yeah. I'm not going to match the meme level with the casting, though. I'm just not going to go there. It looks like there's an artistic project going on by Nosty. I mean, they're putting their cap point right at the top. Absolutely no purpose to it, but why the hell not? This is one of those games which is just a nightmare to cast. Because these guys are just going utter nutters. Holy crap, what kind of ping is Amos going? Only 38. Amos had a lag spike from him there. Oof. Amos taking him out. He does know there's one over there, but it is a shotgun from range. Shotgun versus SMG. It should be an easy win for the SMG, but he got too close. Just goes to show there is still a bit of tactic with how you use your weapon. Shotgun at close ranges is pretty good, but only at very close ranges, which is what Gen Applejack did. Walks straight into him. Real easy. Hey. So we're at 3-0. Oh, 3-0. Haven't updated the scores. Boop. There we go. I am not sure whether we're going to see a second half to this. Looks like we are the Judgement. The team called named the Judgement, which has a few very high power players looking for a match, so hopefully we can get a decent match coming out from them. We'll see who we can find to actually oppose them. One tap and it's down. Amos taking it over. He's got nice tea for moral support there. His third man, there he is. Chromie. Can take out the rear guard. Applejack, unable to find the angle. You can see Potato here, also in the middle. At least he noticed him. Holy, that is loud. I think I can... I'm not sure that I can change it for actually. There we go. Nope. Another capture coming out from Uniporns. Applejack wants to play rock, paper, scissors with Amos. And I'm sure I'm pronouncing Amos right. I have absolutely no idea, to be honest. E-I-M-I-S. 3.2, 32 kills, 10 deaths. And again, the intel position. Oh, actually, that's a pretty nice one. Did I get that right? Oh no, I was looking at the other end of the map. The other end of the map's quite a nice one. This one's kind of awkward. Up on a tree. How long would it take for him to recognize that, though? Oh, he does notice it straight away. I guess he could have got us. Yeah, you can see it from the side. They're having such trouble finding the intel when it was below ground earlier that I wondered whether they would or not. Going into a building battle. Oh, good lord. Block of spade battle. Chromie wiping them out. I think there's actually not too much longer in this first half. As I said, the halves are 20 minutes long. I might try and see whether there is a different match that we can go for these instead of going to the second half of this one, because I reckon there's probably better players to be seen, better teams to spectate and watch. So we'll see what happens. Yep, good lord. One shot close range. But hey, Uniforms going for the style points. Getting as many caps as they can. I think there's only like 30 seconds remaining on this first half. And looks like it is going to be a surrendered second half of the match. I mean, at least they managed to move it somewhere up the field. Yeah, they made some kind of progress. Not always too much. And there we get the majestic final climb. Yeah, 5-0. Easy peasy for Uniporns. 59 seconds. Oh yeah, of course, there was that bug. It says 1 minute, and then that has then 59 seconds at the end of it. So I think there is maybe a chance if they grabbed it now, get it across the other side of the map, but at this point, it doesn't really matter so much. Yeah, people are smelling a forfeit already. I think that's suffice to say. Oh, Devil Jack died from falling. Oh dear. But a meme-filled match to begin the night. Hopefully we can find more teams to play. And yeah, 15 seconds left, and I think that is going to be GG. I think I've been saying in chat that their second half is not going to happen. They already smell defeat. There we go. GG's. Awesome. Well, there we go. That's going to be our first match of tonight. Uniforms winning 5-0. Easy win. Alright. So what I think will happen from this point on, we're going to wait for a few minutes whilst we try and figure out who's going to be the next bunch of teams on stream. And we'll be back with you in no time at all. Thanks for watching so far. And stay tuned. We will find another game to play in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Alright. Welcome back, one and all. You are here witnessing Build and Shoot League number 6. And this is going to be actually a very high-powered match coming down. We've got the Judgement, who I believe are unbeaten so far, versus the team that you just saw. Although a little bit, they were a little bit on the memey side, but I guess they matched. I'm just getting messaged by... Looks like one of the teams isn't quite as ready as they were initially saying. Riddles is like, yeah, I think we're ready. And then they're like, no, we're not. Okay, well, odd idea then. We can wait. It's no problem. So the teams that are coming up, I don't think... Do I have the official rosters listed from the last game? I believe it's going to be the same, although Uniporns of Love do actually have a slightly different roster than before. Just very slightly. I mean, they've got 5 people in their voice channel. They've got Chromie, Close, Amos, Herc, and Nice T, and they've all played at various stages of this league so far. All of them pretty good players. Many of them slightly spammy. But that comes from a long time of them playing 0.75, which did kind of... It was one of those versions where you could shoot very, very quickly and the weapon was inaccurate. So play style of the players that played a lot in that version have all kind of naturally gone towards shooting very often, crouching a lot. As in going up and down between crouching and normal. Quite a lot. I don't blame them for it. It's one of those things that just happens. But yeah, on the other side, from the Judgement, it looks like we're going to have the roster of Coco, Exited, and Rezon, who will be using slightly different names in-game. I believe Coco is Thanatos, Exited is Ares, and Rezon is a name I can't remember. Anyway, let's get the normal music back up, shall we? That's a bit loud. There we go. That's much better. Okay, and they're taking the names of Greek gods, I believe. There we go. So, Thanatos is Coco. Hermes, that's the one I was missing. Hermes is Rezon. Again, some very good players. Exited probably being the best of the bunch. Coco used to play very, very well. He's still trying to get a bit back into it. I believe, like me, hasn't played for a while. Getting back into the game. But hey. It's one of those things that, like, even 5 years after the last time I pretty much played this game for real, community's still just about kicking. And we've still got competitive players around. Enough to make a league out of it at this point anyway. Which is good. But yes, waiting on the Judgement to come back around. Hopefully it won't be a moment. And for the guys actually in the Facebook chat, I mean, I've noticed a few people chatting around. Can I join or something? I mean, I know this was a while ago now, but can I join something? You certainly can. If you get a team of at least 3 together, and there is a forum post on the buildandshoot.com website. If you go to buildandshoot.com, go to forums, go to official leagues, which is under community news section, I think. There is a topic for the BNS League number 6, where you can then enroll your team. And then pretty much everything we do is through the Build and Shoot Discord, which is discord.me/buildandshoot. And that way you can find yourselves over to where I'm currently looking for all the updates for these players. There's been quite a lot going on there, and there's all the development updates from the various projects around the community are all being shared in a development channel in there, pretty much. So quite a lot of exciting things happening. It's I wouldn't quite say it's a resurgence, but it's certainly a much more interesting state of affairs than it was when I left, which was being stuck on 0.75, not really knowing if anything was going to happen in the community. But people have kept at it, which is really, really great and a testament to what this community is all about. Alright. I was hoping, let's see, can I get the... Trying to get the result sheet out from them. Okay, it looks like the Judgement are ready. So let me just reset some of these. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Just the stash I need to get rid of. Alright. Okay. Well, I believe we can begin the map banning. So again, greeted with the same list of maps. Newfort being the one that we saw just this last half an hour-ish. Oh, there we go. Looks like I finally got the scores. So yeah, the Uniporns of Love actually, the Uniporns of Love have the most plays, actually. They have the most points overall. Apparently got more caps. Just one more cap than the Judgement. The Judgement have won 7-0, 2-0, 7-0, 12-0. Whew, that was a bad one. We got Thanatos in the server. So actually one from each team got Amos and Thanatos. Hopefully they can find their way over here. Oh, Chromie's made his way in. So Uniporns will get the first ban. I believe their colour of choice is green. Okay, so first match ban is going to come out. Island Passage is going to be the first ban. Coming out for Uniporns of Love. Again, very surprising. I don't know whether it's just because people haven't played on the map very much. It's a fairly simple and straightforward one. So that's the first ban. We'll see what comes out from Rezon. In some ways I wish we had we need a few more details about each of these maps. Each of these previous games, I should say. Would be good. But hey, we can't tell who's exactly played on which map. I know that Uniporns probably haven't played on Island Passage, given that they keep on banning it. The Judgement, I don't think have played on that either. So, might not have been a reasonable idea to actually go for that one. But, hey. So, other choices on the board. I think I'm yet to see a game, personally, played on Ducils. That one hasn't really come up. Isle of War, there's definitely been games on. Isle of War is the second ban, which is quite unsurprising. Ooh, that one. Isle of War is small, pretty small. Not the smallest. But it has a kind of ridge in the middle with two sort of flanks. It means that pretty much you can be flanked from almost anywhere. The third map ban is going to be the Stash. Oop, I need to put myself in that before doing that. Alright. So this is now coming out for the second ban. For Judgement. The Stash is also quite a big map. it has tunnels at various places. So it has 2 tunnels going into each base on either side, as well as a tunnel that goes from the middle of those 2 intersecting tunnels towards the back of the base. So it can be quite difficult to keep track of where everyone is. You have to be pretty tuned in to the sounds of the game to be able to do well with that. Juice Hills is going to be the next ban. That's a ban from blue. Encampment, New Fort, and Gobi left. Again, not the last few maps I would expect. Gobi's probably the biggest. Encampment doesn't feel quite so big, simply because it has pretty well-defined routes. So this is now going to be the 3rd ban coming out from Uniporns. What would I ban if I were them? I would probably ban New Fort myself. Personal preference. But Gobi's going to be the final ban. From green. Which leaves either New Fort or Encampment. I have a feeling I know which one Judgement are going to choose. I've seen them play on Encampment before. I haven't seen them play on New Fort before. And New Fort's just one of those which has a lot in the way. Judgement are certainly very accurate from range. They like to have a good bit of space to be able to shoot the opposition down. They don't really need much more than brute force to get past most teams. I mean, this is now a choice between New Fort or Encampment. Just waiting on the final ban from the Judgement. Shouldn't be just a moment. Ah, there we go. The ban is out for New Fort. So, as expected, New Fort is going to be that final ban coming out from blue. Which means that the map decision is going to be over to Encampment. So let's have a closer look at that. As you can see, fairly wide map really. Although it's got 3 main points which you get funneled into right in the centre there. The big bridge in the middle, which has kind of the defence on either side. And the 2 smaller bridges on either end. And there's a kind of route through each bridge around the side of the map, which you've got to keep careful note on. But yeah, a decent map. This is one I made actually a lot later than all the other ones in the roster. Of the 7 maps, 5 of them are mine. Not sure what that really says, but we need more 3v3 maps out there, I think, is what it's trying to say. But hey. That much is going to be Encampment. Alright. Alright, who are we waiting on? I think we do have... Ooh, Uniporns of Love has just lost a player. We've got... Oh, Closey's coming in for Uniporns. Question is, who is he replacing? Amos is still in the server, so... It's not going to be him. Also, I gotta say I like this music. Pretty good music. Amos is AFK. Ah, of course, somebody tripped up the final hurdle. When will it start, though? Basically, we're at SPQR. SPQR... Oh, goodness, I can't remember how long ago that was now. Because it used to be Comrades and Lines, I believe, which then merged into be SPQR. And there are still some of those players around. They're playing under a different name, which is YBB, and I can't remember what that stands for right now. If I scroll down here a little bit, I can probably find out. Wow. YBB is Young Bitch Boys. And that is Afro Dude, Spring, Tafuru, Topo, Walu, and Lighty again. A pretty good squad. I saw 2 members of these guys do a 2v3 against, I think it was actually against Uniporns, and they managed to somehow get a draw. Topo is regarded as perhaps, well, at least one of the top players in the community, if not the top. That is coming from a reliable source, that is my good old friend Makuli, who may or may not be listening, I'm not sure. But, yeah, no, there's a lot of still very, very decent and warmed up players. Amos is back. Very good, very good. So who are we waiting on now? How's the server looking? Right, map is encampment. Okay, I think that is time then to shut down the music. Because we're about to enter the game. Let's get that ready for next time. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Finally, we get into the match we've been waiting for the good half an hour or so, I think, in the end. Let me enable sounds out. Listen it. People are wanting the real deal. So this is encampment. As you can see, the 3 routes. As explained earlier. Nice little bridge in the middle. I made this with a friend from university. Actually, goodness, that shows how long ago this was. It was made in year 2 of university. Bear in mind that I then had year 3 and 4 of uni, and I'm now about a year later after that. So, a good few years ago this map was made, but actually was, in terms of Ace of Spades, it's fairly new. But let's see whether the team's ready to go. I think I've got the colours right around. I have. Alrighty. UL are ready. Judgement are ready. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. And there we have it. So we are now into our second game of the stream. In fact, at this point, I probably should have done this during the break. That seems like this would be... Oh, apparently... Oh, false information. I wasn't against Uniporns. I was against somebody else. Talking about the Topo and Afro Dude, I believe, of YBB. It wasn't Uniporns they played against. My bad. Anyway, first blood of the game. Raison, which is Judgement Hermes, getting that first match. Thanatos being taken out right on the other side. And in fact, this is an early break here. From Closey. They are at fog range. Closey taking out Exted. He is going to get sniped from the side. Good communication here, but he is right by the intel. He's going to get it from the first moment and moves it about half a block. What a start. But hey, that's a brilliant start. Very, very good start from Uniporns. And they're also equaling kills so far. So these duels aren't completely going one way or the other. Decent movement from the Uniporns player. I'm not sure who exactly that is. He managed to get one. Ah, but there you go. He forgot to track the other player. He is going to be taken out. Meanwhile, his teammates, too busy worrying about Hermes on this side, unable to support their frontman. So we're watching here. Chromie's going to take this right inside route. Try to get Ares. Oh, great jump shot from Ares. He can hear a few other players towards the middle. Though it looks like Uniporns are going to group up on the other side. They've been spotted though. Imus going into duel. Manages to take out Rezon. Closely a bit blindly walking to the middle. But again, Feels like these guys are just a lot more warmed up. Because I know that Judgement are extremely sharp shooters when they're playing to their fullest. But wow. Actually, this is potentially the longest duel I've seen of these guys. Trying to get the angle. Oh, they managed to take each other out on the other side. Actually, no, I think that was just one more kill somewhere over this side. I unfortunately missed. But again, there'll be a lot of kills in this in terms of... I don't know whether these teams know how to advance their intels fully. It seems like they're just walking out the pitch alone and hoping to pretty much do the best they can individually. But that is not going to win them the game unless they are very, very fortunate. So, for example, over in the middle there, Amos is way behind his other teammate, Chromie. He does not have a chance to wait. Meanwhile, actually, I think way over here, he does manage to pick off Hermes from the other side. Doesn't mean they've got 2v1 offensive. I think they've managed to pick off one of them. He knows that one more is around. Who's that? Can't quite get my finger on it. Yeah. And 1v2. Easy pickings. It's at those kinds of moments you've just got to re-examine. Closely was not that far behind, but again, comes out from cover. Well too early without having teammates to be able to flank whoever comes in. So in many ways, it's your job to survive until there's a teammate that can distract. Because the chances are they can be so fixated on your position, they're not properly going to act on your friend's position. In which case, as soon as they switch, you can then switch back on them. And if you're in a position where both... Or you can have a teammate which supports you. For example, that Hermes coming from the side. In fact, it was a very decent fog line shot from him. He's surely going to see him at this point. He's got to see him. Good support from the other side. You see all three members coming in. They know only one player's position. So that was a decent arrangement from Judgement. Players now entering the other side. There is a ridge there. Again, there's two players from Judgement, both going on him. Aries being just a bit too twitchy. He could have left it. There is some movement out on the other side. Coco just taking a holding position. And again, they're waiting it out, trying to get control of the map. Again, they've got limited cover on this side. And yeah, Coco ain't going to get too far when pretty much anywhere you spawn out there, as soon as you reach the top of a hill, that is going to be dead. There he's now with the job to cover the middle here. He might just try and take it round. He has been spotted though. The other thing about these small maps is that players who have played a very long time will notice sort of the 360-degree nature of the sound, and they'll be able to identify it pretty well. It's one of the good things about Ace of Spades as a shooter. That the sound awareness and the actual fidelity of the sound makes it very easy to track where people are based on whether it's left ear or right ear and that way around. It's one of the things that I used to love doing. It catches other people out, especially players that haven't played for quite as long. Will often put that down to some kind of hack, but it's just listening very carefully, especially in smaller player numbers. What do we got on the map? Again, actually a decent effort. It is a lot easier to defend than attack in most cases, unless you're completely swamped. Mainly because you're always spawning in a similar sort of position. I mean, this isn't wave respawn, so your team aren't going to all spawn at the same time. But when you're in the same area, you can more easily flank on people. So, worth keeping in mind. Amos just waiting for his teammates. Very sensible. He's now feeling like he can go out the pitch. But again, this side area. Two members coming out. That's actually great hit from Amos. But he doesn't notice the second one coming along. He was definitely within earshot. A bit of ignorance coming from Amos. Yeah, it's actually quite great to see that these two teams are very equal in score. Judgement have been known to be able to force their way through pretty much any line at this point. And given the the performance of last game, you wouldn't expect Uniporns to be putting up such a fierce performance. You see, Thanatos has noticed him. Ah, closey. Thanatos just being that little bit too predictable in the centre. The twitch aim of these players will pick those guys off if they don't resurface elsewhere. That's one of the main things that will separate the best from the good. Closey getting a good position there. He knows that he's pretty much safe where he was. No one else on the field. But he's alone. Ah, can't quite find cover. He dies pretty much in the fire pit. And now all is reset for Judgement. Judgement finally being slightly on the back foot. Possession on this map is pretty clean cut. That centre line is a pretty good indicator of how these two teams are doing. But again, ignorance of sound. I'm not sure who this was. Amos. You hear some footsteps coming over from the side, you kill one of them, and that you still hear footprints afterwards. Probably means there's another guy able to shoot at you very soon. It's a good nade, and there we go. There he's using the grenade to... Ooh, and a great snipe around the side. I mean, I'm a grenade lover myself, so... I love it when a grenade is used. Just to flush people out of certain positions. Because as soon as you throw that grenade, if it's anywhere near on target, the opponent is pretty much going to have to sprint out the way. If they're sprinting, they can't be shooting. And that often gives you a chance to take the shot. In what otherwise would be a fairly even arrangement. A little duel here. Let's try and get into one of their... Oh yeah, Hermes versus... I'm not sure who that is over the other side. Closely, I believe. Again, just using the train to cover. There we go. Oh, Chromie. That's the one, mixing two names. He wins out. Not sure how much health he'll have, though. But his teammates are doing pretty well. He was killing Ares in the midfield. It's now down, yeah, although he knows he's over here. Chromie just has to take this kill very quickly. Ah! Hermes knew he was coming. So yeah, good communication coming out from Judgement. They knew that they still had a guy over there. And that's another big note. What you really want to do is, as soon as you've killed someone, you want to switch lanes. It's surprising how much, like little things like waiting until oppositions can no longer see you. For example, the time between death and respawn. Sometimes you can see them by the sort of the 360 camera, but often you can go out of sight of that pretty easily, and the less your opponents know, the better. Alright. He was taken out by Closey. But there's yet another one. He's in a really bad spot, but still just about managed to get him. Closely managing just about to get that last shot out ahead of Thanatos. And again, the spawn comes out. Closely had an opportunity to move around. And he's just going to shut both of them down. And yet Chromie is still somehow buried in the center. The fact that he stays alive means his team do not lose this map advantage. Well, at least he managed to hold them off. Hopefully, that means the Uniporns can now find better positions. And they have already killed one. Amos versus Ares. Amos is going to win this, but he's got another teammate coming from the side. A long nade. And that is ignorance again. Thanatos not tracking where the man was going, but managed to get the kill regardless. So what do these teams need to do? I definitely feel like Uniporns need to group up a little bit more. Not in terms of where exactly on the map they are, but in terms of line of sight. They need to realise that when players spawn, they're going to go straight back to where they last saw you. So they need to vary their style a little bit. And in fact, I would say this of both teams. There's a lot of these just sort of side duels. but it's great to see occasionally that we do get some flanking coming in. It's one of the good things about this map. You can do a little bit of flanking as long as you're in the right position, but overall, there is quite a bit of cover from both sides. And in fact, again, Chromie going to be spawned upon by 2 places. He just needs to survive. There's team do the work. In fact, that's a great nade, yet he doesn't die. That must have been so close. He must have been on so little health at this point. Oh, they just about managed to clear it out. Intel is on this side. I feel like they need to put more effort around on this side instead of the other. So I think it's very, very unlikely that Uniporns are going to be able to sneak all the way around. But hey, Closey is going to come across here yet again. Judgement are waiting for him, though. This is for both players. Closey is going to hold ground. You can see the... Who is this in the centre here? It's Thanatos. They know there's people around there. But it's going to be a spawn again. In fact, it seems like they've got a pretty much one after the other. But finally, I think this actually might be an opportunity for another tap. This Uniform's finally getting an extra touch. It all depends on where these guys spawn. So that's like 2... Oh! That was like a block. They moved it a block and a half now. 2 touches, though, coming out from Uniporns. This would not have been the performance I was expecting from the Judgement squad here. They've just been so on fire in previous matches. Pinch winning every duel they came across. But I can definitely see these guys... Ooh, bit of a ping spike there. Yeah, I can definitely see these guys going the full length. There are draws. Indeed, teams can draw. We're doing 2 20-minute halves. So the Uniporns will play on blue in 5 minutes, I believe, time. You see in the bottom left. I'm just looking at the chat over on Facebook. Are there still any join the regular servers? For sure. 0.75 has a lot of regular players. There's usually at least a handful of servers which are full, and many that are, well, at least another couple of handfuls maybe, that are at least partially full. So yeah, it's still kicking. 0.76. If you want to play a 0.76 game, which is the version that we're playing on here, you're probably going to want to head over to the Discord. And in fact, during League season, you can quite easily find 0.76 games just by heading around the Discord and asking around. But you can see the level of player here. Lots of fog range snipes. Generally, you see more accuracy from these guys, but seems like neither team is completely warmed up. He's going to win this. Chromie ran out of bullets. There, he still had a couple left in the clip. And finally, map pressure is relinquished. Hermes is going to be spotted over on this side. It's his job now to change tack. His teammates are advancing on the other side. In fact, both of them are getting it picked up by Amos. It's good clear. Again, this is now Hermes' job to waste as much time as possible. But hey, he gets picked off from the side. Amos is just going to completely ignore it, though. But we do know that those 2 players are going to be back in spawning again, and know where he is. Thanatos is actually out of earshot to do that one. But good flank. 3 minutes left on the clock. Somehow I don't see the Uniporns managing to get away from base far enough. They're going to have to completely wipe them whilst they're up in this sort of central area here. And then pretty much do another team wipe straight after that. Which is pretty damn difficult to do, especially against this kind of caliber of players. There needs to be a decent support network to be able to get this intel anywhere out of the bases. There we go, that was decent. They were not expecting the guy to come from the side. Good positioning. Oh! Sneaky from Chromie. I wasn't sure he was there. I guess I could have looked on the mini-map. But good vision from Thanatos, realising that there's green sneakily hiding around. Decent movement, if anything. Aries is just a little bit too high up. He's going to be alone in this duel, and that is easy pickings. I mean, you can see how focused Closey was on him. If he had any kind of teammates of a similar level up round, he could have flanked him, and that would have been that. But instead, play is pretty much over. I believe there's only one guy left. He's going to take a decent central position, though. Santos gets one. They know he's there, though. Going against two. Just suicidal. But again, he wasted a bit of time. But the Judgement aren't grouping up still. Aries still taking this as a team deathmatch. Sees him first, and misses the first shot. Obviously the pressure of it being a league match is getting to some of these players. Again, we go into another 2v1 situation. Is anyone there to support him? No, absolutely nowhere near. Instead, 2 sets of bullets easily going to take him out. So repeated mistakes from both teams. Whichever team learns that lesson first is probably going to take the win here. And I said we do have another 20-minute match. Which is same map, same teams, just switch around at halves. Just to avoid any map bias. For example, you can see that, I mean, the green team against a green map. You can understand that it'll be slightly harder for the blue team to hit them. Blues do stick out quite a lot more on maps like this. Amos probably should look to go back instead of forward, if anything. Good idea to dig, but couldn't find his way out of that one, especially not with whoever this is around the side. Hermes. Again, very high up. He's alone. 2 players again from Uniporns. They seem to do much better at keeping their spread of players, Uniforms, as they move up the pitch. There we go. Easy pickings out on this side from Amos. In fact, a quick look at Amos' ratio. He was doing pretty well. 1.24, not bad, not bad. He's got the most points on his team, Closey a close second. What have we got? 1 on either end. Amos trying to cover that left-hand side. He's going to get taken out, though. They're entering pretty much the last 30 seconds. There we go. Looks like first half is going to be a draw between players. Good communication that time from Judgement. To know that they were both fighting on this side of the map. But 15 seconds, safely say that's going to be a draw. I'm going to go into the first second half of the stream because the other one was just so one-sided that they forfeited after one half. But these guys so much closer, as you can see, and the quality a lot higher. So there we go. First half has gone to a draw. So what we do now is we do left map encampment, and we advance it. See whether these guys are up for a short break before going in second half. Alright, so there we go. We are going to go into the second half. Oop. That was loud. So, yep, a few minutes. We're just going to take a quick break. And we'll be back before you realise it. So, stay tuned. Alrighty. So we are back. And in fact, I can go straight into the game screen, I believe. Because we have got the second half of the Judgement versus Uniporns of Love. Was the play on words from Unicorns of Love, which is a well-known esports team throughout various games, actually, I believe. But hey. So we've just come off what was the first 20-minute half. 2 intel touches coming out from the Uniporns of Love, but no intel captures, which is the actual metric that counts in this game. Again, this is Build and Shoot League number 6 when we go in the second half of this match. Alright, and I'm just going to confirm with the players. Judgement. Judgement confirm. I believe they'll go. Alright, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. And there we have it. Second half is now well underway. So here we go. 0-0 first half, but a lot of decent duels coming out across the map. This time, as the new names at the top suggest, we have now got Uniporns of Love on the blue team, which means they're going to be slightly at a disadvantage. Wait, what? Chromie going for the SMG out of the blocks. Interesting. Does actually manage to get the first strike of the game. Yeah, I've got 78 pings. I think some of these guys... I think most of them have got decent pings here. I think this is 40. Yeah, I think all these guys are EU, so the server fits them perfectly. Okay, again. This time, Judgement actually teaming up a little bit. Waiting on each other. It gives the Unicorn player closely a choice to make. But this is going to be Ares just for getting out his teammate, but a decent duel from Hermes. His job is to now back up Ares at this back position. Unicorns must know he's round here. They are taking defense position right at the very back. That's going to be an awkward spawn there for Amos. If he can just get that guy out. He's instead going for building. He needs to throw a grenade or something over there. If it is this Warju, that is going to be a first pick. That is an awkward spawn. Ah, Ares not able to take it round. And in fact, that's almost a more awkward position to go from now. If I were him, I would have just raced straight across the top. Every inch you move it forward is worth it. I mean, the fact that it's at the back does mean that they can scoot round one of the sides just that little bit easier, as, in fact, Ares did right at the beginning there. We'll see. Good defensive position from Thanatos. Him and Ares making short work in the centre. Attempted nade in the water. If you time those perfectly, you can get it to explode above the water and thus still damage. But quite a feat to actually do that. Thanatos and Ares in the midfield. Good pick from Ares. There are still 2 alive. They're biding their time, which is probably sensible. Can be heard though. Thanatos can see him around the other side, and he's now going to be 2v1. He just managed to get one of them. Ares now worried he's going to be taken from the front, but no. Amos is going to take him right from the side. Play is completely dead. Both teams now get to reset. Amos is trying to get as much ground as possible. He needs to find some kind of safe spot whilst his team catches up. Which he does. He's just trying to track via sound right now. I think he has heard at least one of them. Duel on this right hand side. And he's facing off against Chromie. He is going to get flanked though. He's managed to get out of the line of sight of one of the guys. Uniforms aren't going to give up on him that easily though. There we go. But a decent counter from the midfield from Closey. Stops that alleyway from developing. I think again, yet another reset. Judgement are slightly on the back foot. Closely trying to get a bit of a height advantage. does take one slightly off guard, but he misses so many shots that it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're going to go for a surprise, you've got to make it count with your first couple of shots. And he missed just a few too many there. Decent duels on either side. Judgement finally managing to cross again. Defensive position, he can hear him. He's trying to track him over that side. You can see where his gun's pointing. He knows he's there. But I think he's just going to try and sneak on by. Actually a very clever move from Exited. He knows he's right there. But he might get met from the front. He's gone into the building. Are they just going to walk right on top? Oh my goodness. What is going on? Ares is just inside there. Ames is using the the building that Exited is hiding in as cover. My goodness. I'm so glad that there's stream delay. Because if not, he would have been found by now. Oh, he does decide to break free though. He's going to leave Chromie over there. Terrible coordination. He's going to kill him though, which means yet another player is going to be spawning in front of him. Potentially an unwise move. Instead of one spawning player, he now has two to deal with. And they all know where he is. Or at least think they do. Where else are they going? Amos isn't spawned, and now the other. Good flank round from... Oh, Hermes. Ah, and Amos managed to finish them both off. Started out as a good play, but way over the other side of the map. What on earth is going on? Good movement from Closey. I mean, his teammate was pretty much ignoring the play out the front. I guess with two people committed so high up the map, it was much easier for the third to get round. So look, another good line coming out. Two on the same side here. I don't think that central Uniporns player can see either of these guys. Going for the nade instead. And again, Ares. We know he's a decent player. We've seen that in several matches before this one. But Uniforms actually being quite a nuisance for them. But actually a fairly equal start. Kills slightly on the side of Judgement, as it has been in most matches they've played, but at least Uniforms are spending the time to try and cover their angles a little bit. So he's going to take one out. Player's going to be ignored by who is this way up front? It's Amos. Gonna hide under the building? No. Warjo versus Thanatos. Problem is he's got two players and one from the side. He was gonna get taken out for sure. His only option was pretty much just to hide at that point. But it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, he's with decent reactions, just gonna try and push their advantage. Chromie beats him out in the single duel. Again, not too much use of cover there, actually. Some of these players who are used to being able to one-shot people do kind of get out of their sorts when they're left in the open. Get so used to being immaculately good. I know I get that from having played at the top level many years ago. I know that I often stay out in the open way too long when my aim literally can't support it. It's one thing to be able to shoot everything in the head first time, but if you can't quite manage that, you've just got to be smart. I think when you've got two teams of this equal nature, it's going to take something smart, and not just brute force from either of them, because we've seen already that that just does not work. Let's look at the map. Judgement being very, very defensive all of a sudden, allowing Uniforms to form up a little bit, but again, Uniforms getting the first hit off this play. Closely trying to go for the second. He does have support. He just needs to wait a little bit. Right, he's got a bit of an angle now. He's doing well to cut off things. Who is that on the other side there? Oh, it's both of them. Thanatos and Ares, two of them down. He managed to get one back. This does mean that Judgement are going to get a play around the right hand side. Decent nade, flushes him out. Misses the first, but manages to get the second in a body shot. Obviously, the cost of a grenade hitting you just enough to take that rifle blow. Closey is going to fill in this gap on the left-hand side, though. That was a decent first hit. Not sure who that is in the centre there. Trying to get a Hermes, aka Raison. Managing to kill him off. Doesn't seem like they've been told. I think he finally realises there is a player over the other side. I'm not sure he realises there's quite two. That second man was quite unknown. So it would be decent of them to only show one of them, but they do go straight into two man. No ability to hide, and that is going to both them taken out. Successive shots. The defense of Judgement. Or Uniporns, sorry. Fully reformed. So out of the two positions, I actually think the Uniporns have a better shot at capping it. If they can just cover each other well enough for long enough, they might have a chance. But they're congregating over on the right-hand side when the intel they need to get to it, the left-hand side, when they congregate really on the right. I guess they're trying to sweep round from the left, make sure they're not going to get flanked too much. But instead, they're just getting picked up one by one. There we go. Last man down. 9 minutes left on the clock. We've gone over halfway of the second half. The final quarter. For anyone who doesn't know about the league format, we basically started on the 2nd of January. People started playing, I think, on the 3rd. We've got 4 different servers, 2 US and 2 EU, being hosted by Aloha.pk and Sauerkraut. 2 pretty well-known server hosts for the last few years. And I mean, Aloha PK has been around forever, but Sauerkraut's very, very kindly doing this, as well as they've got a portal for spawning server instances on various types of servers, so very useful. Not having to create your own server every time you want to do a private match with friends. So that can be found if you just Google Sauerkraut Ace of Spades. You can probably find out where it is, but here we go. This is a final trying to break through. Do they have an angle? He's taking his time, which is good. He's up against an SMG, so he can't be one shot. He just needs to keep on moving, but he gets caught out. And now both sides are pretty much equal. Look at those positions. One of them's like right on that edge. If we go where on the other side, we're going to see the exact same thing. 8 minutes onto the clock. Again, the team's showing just how equal they are. This time, UL is going to go for an intel tower. Honestly, I feel like they should make something pretty quick and go back on the offensive. Their lone attacker's doing pretty well, though. Closey. Oh, I say that. Gets flanked out way on the other side. Not producing players his use of sound. In fact, Ares is going to be taken out by Chromie at range with the SMG. Holy moly. Oh, great pair of trousers coming out from Unicorns there. Nice trousers. Interesting spawn tower, but that's pretty much all they need. Just something to slow an attacker down a little bit. The question is, will Judgement do the same? Got the opportunity to. Chromie going absolutely mad with the SMG. Holy moly. But he's on the wrong side of the map. In fact, both sides are on the wrong side of the map. There's 2 players here. Hermes is also on this left-hand side. He needs to get onto the right. Gonna get taken out. But we'll see. One of these teams just needs to concentrate on one side of the map at a time. The side with the intel on. Otherwise, they're just going to keep getting picked off if they try and sweep from one side to the other. Ooh. Hermes. Great jump shot from Hermes. He could hear him. Could see him with his ears. Knew exactly where to aim. Makes it so much easier. If you can pre-aim it to some degree, based on what you hear, if you can get that accurate enough, get so much of an advantage against an opponent. It's just a case of using it to the best advantage. Going to straight up firefight, like out in the field, you lose all that advantage. In some ways it's useful to set your fights. Get out somewhere. Oh, they can't hear you. on the other side. Ares going for the easier route, trying to go up and pillar. It's a very clean pillar, and looks like finally... Oh, Ares does get sniped out. That one extra kill over in the middle here, making all the difference. It looks like it is going to be Judgement. Managed to take it so far out the field. I can't imagine Uniporns managing to defend it from here. Even to make like a... No, they're not going for an intel tower. They're just going to try and bury it. Yeah, you can just walk straight into that and pick it up, unfortunately. But I guess at this point, Uniporns... I mean, aside from the slightly lucky run, because I think Ares is probably going to get to this in time. There's a player coming from the middle. Who is that? Can't see him, but there's an nade going out. There we go. Ares is going to pick it up. And the guy in the middle has been taken out. So I think this is going to be the first cap and potentially the only cap. We've got 4 minutes left on the clock. Judgement finally finding their way out. With a really good pillar up again from Ares. The jump crouch going on. To place one block and then have a gap, then another block up the side of this tower. In fact, I'll show you on the other side just to show you exactly what I mean. So yeah, you place a block, you jump onto it, you jump, crouch, and then place a block underneath you, and it gives you that kind of two-step. It's the quickest possible way of getting up a tower like this, when it's so straight and so simple, the tower. Looks like Nice Tea is here, having been subbed in, I believe? Who was that before? So one guy has Closey, has had to DC. Not sure quite what's going on with him. I didn't notice him missing, so it must have been a very quick switch. But yeah, 3 minutes left on the clock. Well, technically 4 with the way it counts down. Where's the intel respawn to? They spawned to a pretty nice position for Uniporns. It's quite far back. Can't even go defensive with the SMG. That's a good nade. Ooh, just about survives. He's right next to the tent though, so he's going to be healed right the way back up again. But hey, Uniporns just have to push. Push like mad. I reckons that's the GG, and I have a feeling that is going to be the case. There's no point Judgement stitching them out too far. They can just sit back and defend at this point. All this time they've been trying to defend across the map, and now they just have to survive, really. A couple of great pushes, a couple of great moments of individual skill. That'll be that. I think Ares... Is that Ares? No, it's Hermes. Hermes, again, knowing where he was going to be. Crony stayed on the same path that he was on. Oh. Takes out one. But no more. Oh, look at this tower. Beautiful. Jesus on the other side. It's not him. It's not him. That's nice that he is alone. He's in very bad position. The opposition must know he's there. Let's see. I always get kind of hushed when watching first person view. I don't know why. Just the tents. He can hear the fighting, but doesn't know exactly where. Really, he's got to push up. He's just allowing defenses to be made at the back there. And he's gone. So yeah, Ares can literally just sit behind a wall at the back here and they'll be perfectly fine at this point. And I think they know that. Because there's not much left, about 2 minutes. Try and improve the tower a little bit. To be honest, at the moment it's still pretty weak. In 0.76, I think the block damage is pretty high. So you can take down a tower that's only 2 wide pretty easily. That's the first strut going in. The more struts the better, and the higher the better. You have to give your opponents a choice of whether to try and pillar up or take out the struts. And commitment to one or other of these strategies can be the downfall. Both you actually get that intel. But it's always a balance. There we go, 59 seconds left. In fact, the Judgement need to get that 1 point that I forgot to give them. Been the pretty much entire talking point of this. And Ares was one to cap, so he's on 34. So again, looks like Judgement did actually come out slightly stronger in the second half, having been warmed up. They might try and go for another one. Ares just deciding the last 30 seconds to go for something crazy. Reasonable nade, just a little bit too far. Ares versus Nicety. Nicety does get the kill on him. I mean, he's a very fresh spawn in this area. Been in the game very short amount of time. But hey, I think that is pretty much going to be game end. 8 seconds left. Judgement versus Uniporns of Love. And that is going to be a win for Judgement. There we go. Whew. Good games, everyone. Very, very close between these guys. Again, these are individually some of the top players around in the community. So it's no surprise that these guys put on a good show. Whew. Yes, I'm just going to check the channel just a moment. So guys, I'm going to go into yet another break. By the time we get back, it'll either be me not finding another team to cast, or my voice dying, one or t'other. We've been through 2 games already now. What's up, Dylan, in the chat? Welcome, guy. Again, I think there was a link posted earlier with a link to the Discord. If you can't find it there, then go to buildandshoot.com. There is I think a community link. Let me just double check that I'm not talking utter rubbish. There you go, forums, and then Discord, and the forums menu. Definitely go for that. That's where we're all at. That's where all the organisation is happening. So if you want to be involved, come on through. But yeah, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and we'll see what happens. Alrighty. Ooh, voice had a bit of a false start there. Anyway, we're back. My name's Grandy. I am GrandyB on Twitter, if you want to go and follow me on Twitter. But yeah, we are going to be back with, I think, potentially the top 2 seeded teams, I believe. YBB International, which is going to be Afrodude, Tafran, and Topo, I believe, versus the Judgement, of course, we all just saw. But I need to prepare a few screens thinking about it. Let's reset this, shall we? So I've got all the screens for the banning right the way up, and then we will go pretty much straight into banning, I believe. These guys have come up quite quickly, which is nice. Always good to be punctual. Alrighty. Okay, let's get that out of the way. So, we are going to go into the bands, I believe. Yep, YBB are here. In fact, they've got 4 members around. They've also got Walu. And I'm actually yet to see these guys play, I believe, in a full match at least. But hey, let's see. They can ban first. Okay, so yeah, YBB is going to be the first team to ban, which means that because Judgement are playing on US servers and all their members are EU, we are going to give them the advantage of choosing the final map, so they get a choice of 2 right at the very end, after all the bans are done. Let's ping them just so they know. Judgement, come on guys. Get our first ones. We've played already on... What was it? I forgot what the first map was. Newsfort, that was the first one. Gobi is going to be the first ban over here, so that's a ban from blue. There we go. Okay, we got it started, and I will put it back onto the regular music. There we are. But yeah, if you guys in the chat, if Idle War is going to be the second ban, there we go. Guys in the chat, we are currently streaming on Facebook. We are considering whether we change it to streaming on Twitch instead. Simply because Facebook streaming, not everyone has Facebook's account anymore these days. And the options for streaming on Facebook are rather limited. Not least because... there we go. Not least because the permission format for pages on Facebook are currently broken. So, Izzy, our beloved admin, had to set me up directly with the details and the stream key and everything for this instead of me being able to connect directly, which is unfortunate. So we go, waiting for second ban coming out. Island Passage again. What is with it against these guys not liking Island Passage? Encampment is going to be the next ban. So this is now going into the final ban. It's either going to be on Newfort or the Stash, which honestly are not the choice of maps that I'd want to have. Just personally, but so yep. Just went on the Judgement. They get final ban. Playing either on Newfort, which we saw briefly earlier, or on the Stash. I imagine they're going to go for the Stash as the map to go, and they'll ban Newfort. Just a guess, but we'll see. Yeah, they've banned New Fort. So the stash is going to be the game of choice. And there we go. New map again. At least we've seen a good variance. It's always nice when that happened. Let me just get on to the first American. There we go. Server. There we go, I'm loading it. Cool. Okay. Yeah, the stash is probably the biggest, or next to Gobi, the biggest map. Although it doesn't have quite so many problems as Gobi. Gobi is kind of just huge lump of a map. Whereas the stash is kind of 3 smaller lumps. And it's got routes that do kind of intermingle with themselves, but are slightly structured. You can see the bridges. And the stash actual building in the middle of the map can be a pretty good hiding place. Alright, I'm in the server. Very good. There we go. I think the players are joining in. Whew, my voice is getting quite crazy right now. So Topo is Australian. Let's have a look at his ping. Oh, 142. Actually, that's not terrible. For Topo, that is not terrible. Actually, is that... actually, no, that's mine, I think. 273. That's more like it. I was gonna say. Alright, I can probably go into the game screen now, can't I? Is this gonna be the right ones? I think it is. Bada bing, bada boom. And we're in. Awesome. Afrodude, Topo, these are the two that played in a 2v3 earlier on in the week. So I'm not sure who is going to be the final member here. As I said, they've got 4 people in their voice chat. Complex and closely looking in from the side. So yeah, to have a little bit closer look at the map, there's a number of things to point out. The main of which are these tunnels here. You can fall in from the above, that's what those little huts do. And yeah, this exit out the back. But both these intels, I believe, are pretty far forward, especially Blue's intel. Crazy sauce. Alrighty. So who are we waiting on? There must be one more guy coming along. The final dude. Taff is the one you're going to be playing. Just what I thought originally. But he seems to be lagging behind. There we go. He's finally joined in. Rightio. Both teams ready. Actually, I'm going to have to quickly go back to the break screen. 1 second. There we go. And we're back. Just had to log in as admin. Didn't you guys see the password? One person is called for a few seconds just to get themselves ready. So you've seen those tunnels coming in and around, and that's the little entry at the top you saw. As I said, quite a wide map. The stash in the centre is just a hollow building with a few little boxes inside. You could hide into one of those, actually, if you break it out. And you've got this little Sort of slightly side passage over here. Not much cover, mind you. I'm not sure whether the intels move, no. Both seem to have it pretty far forward. Shouldn't be too bad for either. Yeah, I think they'll be alright. Can't get out, where am I? Yeah. There we go. So green side, have it on there. I think they'll be alright. I don't think we need to reset. At least it's out in the open, I suppose. I'm not sure what the actual official stance is on resetting the map. I'm waiting for an admin. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's go. I agree. I mean, both of them are quite far forward, but I think it's fair enough. Both are at the front. Maybe 10 blocks apart. So yeah. Spawn positions are sure about intel. Can't continually reset. I'm not sure that's part of the rules, but we'll see. Sorry for the wait, by the way, guys, in the chat. Welcome, Angel. I assume it's pronounced. Oops. Whatever. Whatever. We'll see. I guess we'll hope the next set of spawns will be alright. And we'll go from there. Everyone happy? So both now on top. I think it would have made it for a more interesting game. But hey. That's one on the side there and on the other side. In fact, it's pretty equal. Already now. No one's going to get the nicks in the twist anymore. Alrighty. Ugh, who's we waiting on? Loading in. Apparently. Is that Tafu? Goodness. And he joins our start timer. Oh, hey. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Finally, and we've just learned that it doesn't reset the intel positions, so that's good to know. Here we go, YBB International versus Judgement, which is a team we just saw, obviously. Certain players to look out for would be... Actually, I can't see who this is. Alright. Mr. Topo on the side here. Very capable player, and equally the man he just briefly hovered over, I think, actually. There he is. He's off on the left there. He's off on the left. Still managed to get him. Good first shot from Topo. I would like to follow him just a little bit. Wait, who's this hiding? Thanatos. He's going to be spotted out by Afro Dude, though. Again, this central pudding is going to become quite a pain, I think, for both teams. No, I don't think there's any kind of defense come up yet. In fact, where is it? It's over on the other side. My bad. Yep, no defense. There is a tree. It spawned on a tree. Very nice. Meanwhile, on the other side, there is some kind of... Oh. Wait, are they both on trees? Huh. Where's it gone? I have no idea where their intel is. What have they done with it? It's quite clever. Oh, there it is. It's hidden underground. There we go. Interesting choice of building there. Okay. Who's this Afro Dude? Sniped out by Hermes on this right-hand side. The team is aware of it. They are coming over. Who's that? That Topo? Yeah, that's Topo coming through the middle. He can hear someone off to his left. That, I believe, is his, not his own player, though. It's Thanatos taking up Tefuru in the middle. Very defensive out on this wing. Who is this? Hermes. Just waiting out Topo to appear from somewhere. Oh, I think he saw him then. Yep. They've seen each other now. Full on duel. Not a good position, though, for Ares at all. In fact, I'm amazed he's still alive. That's so much better positioning from Topo on top of the hill, but it's gonna be actually Hermes that take him out. Great first shot to fling his mouse around to the side. Ares has been given enough time to come up, and that is a team wipe. So this is the Judgement offensive. They're going to get a bit of time. Tefuru going to be the first casualty on the hill. They've got to get quite a bit way up. The intel is on this tree here, isn't it? Oh no, this is the other side. My bad. Do they have anyone here? They do. It's going to be Ares. He's got the intel. He's coming out. Does anyone have eyes on him? There's one eye there. He just needs to get out of there. Which he is. He's choosing the right decision. That's a decent amount of movement from Ares. Anything close to the bridge is a good plan. So hey, that's a great start. And Thanatos is very near. He should be going for the intel. He's got so much time. Just go straight for it. Just ignore him. There's nobody there. He is going to get caught from the side. Does just... Oh, just too late. Reasonable cover. Unfortunate misaccuracy there from Hermes. He's going to cost that intel carrier, but no one alive. I think there is finally one. Is he underneath in the tunnel? Yes, he is. Topo in the tunnel. Topo in the tunnel. Alright. He knows there's a guy there. In fact, I'd be surprised if he doesn't nade. No, he's going full on rifle. He knows he's right there. There he goes. Finally. Period pressure over for Judgement. YBB can actually now move up just a little bit. I'm expecting a lot from these players. Anyone who can out-hit Ares is a force to be reckoned with. So holding the midfield, he's seen one. Both him and Topo are going to try and get the side off. Topo does get hit down. Tefuru is all alone. Decent jump shot from Thanatos though. And They get the midfield. Is there anyone around the other side? No. Everyone's just respawning. So this is going to be Afro Dude. Long range duels. Topo just spawning. Sees the fight happening straight away. But he's after the sole person to defend. Kind of pincer movement coming in. There's a bit of a delay between both sides. Who's this on this side? Thanatos. Taking his time. Good use of the block function to get those couple of quick lines in there. The opposing team would have seen that though. They do have a couple of people looking over that way, including one towards centre. Yeah. Decent read. Those blocks weren't there before, so they knew where to look out for. A wall is pretty obvious to track people for. Oh, Taboo. A blind as a bat moment. On 0 kills. Goodness, that's not good. Hermes gonna jump and pop his way around the side. You know, there's a spawn straight ahead of him. That's why he's crouching down. You can even hear him. Yeah, good flank there onto Topo. He's going to get another one. And again, that is going to be a big team wipe. Do they have anyone on the other side? They do. Ares now has a chance to take it. The question is, what have they done with it? It must be somewhere underneath the ground. There it is. Quick choice. Oh, that's going to be a spawn right in front. He does manage to get the very close range shot. Manages to get it. In fact, that's the exact position where the intel spawned for them in the previous round, which we skipped the previous... I don't know what you call it. It was a map that we skipped based on the intel positions, so they now put it back to where it originally would have been. Just kind of cool. So yeah, YBB need to watch out. They are getting outshot at range right now. I think Topo just needs to be a bit more offensive. Like, they're taking their time moving up a bit too carefully and losing ground on the map pretty much every which way. This Judgement side is very good individually. Definitely on a better level than generally on YBB's front, so... And on such a big map like this, you need to be able to do good long-distance shots. Defu just ain't cutting it. He has managed to get a first kill of the game sometime in the last 30 seconds, but Judgement actually doing pretty well at pressuring this side. Oh, again, that's going to be Tafuru, isn't it? Terrible nade. But he does manage to get the shot. Ares is going to wipe him out. He's a long way away. It's surely going to be another set of spawns. Topo is going to take him out from the other side on the other hill. I think this is the furthest up the map I've seen Topo so far. He has a choice of whether to try and take somebody out or take his time, but I don't think he's going to be... Somebody knows. You can see they know. He heard the weapons fire. Just over the other side of the hill. Topo, no. Hermes rightfully staying quiet. There's not much that a decent player can do if the other player is silent. Because the whole map awareness part of it just sinks out the window. Sinks out the window, that's an interesting phrase. Everybody quiet. I mean, just look at them. They're all just sitting on the hill. Good fog line from Hermes. Just going to try and go for another one. Managed to get Topo in the centre. But he is alone. The only person alive is Tafuru, and he does manage to get him as he pops out. He should know, he only killed 2 of them. There are 3 members per team. And we all reset again. But yeah, very slow approach from YBB. They are going to group on this side, but they are ready for them. Surely they're in range. Yep, Thanatos saw that one out. Topo is way on the other hill. But again, 2 slightly weaker members. Aphrodite and Teferi not doing as well. As you can see, the distribution is a bit better for Judgement. But a good position on the map here. You can see that they're covering decent angles. Topo gets one. His friend gets camped out. They do have one wide. Thanatos gonna get the one over the other side. Just leaves Tefuru. Reasonable nade, forces him wide. Still no kill though. Tefuru shouldn't give up though. Gotta track him down. But he gets taken out. But he managed to get enough time on the board that Topo could spawn and take him out. Good covering. Interesting, Ares is actually now joint lowest point scorer on the team. Hermes doing really well, actually, this game, compared to previous. That is Hermes, aka Rezon. Thanatos is known as Coco on Discord, and Ares is Exited, in case anyone was wondering. We did see him earlier, but again, they're going with the Judgement theme. So they've gone for, I believe, Greek or some kind of mythical gods. Okay, he's got to move up. I don't know whether any of them are alive. There is one alive, but he's way over the other side here. Afro, come on, man. They're at your intel, pretty much. They're taking their time. All too much time, and that is going to be a wipe again. So far... but so close. You need to make every advantage of the time you get whilst people are dead. And they did not. They decided to spend it waiting out their third man, which is not a terrible idea, but when the intel is so far forward, you just got to move it. Even if it's just an inch. Makes all the world of difference. There he's taken out by Topu. Topu? New pronunciation things. Thanatos takes out Tefuru. Topo knows that his friend has just been taken out on the other side, so he's going to keep watch center. He knows he's gone around to the left. He keeps seeing the little head pop out and round to the side, so they seem doing decently enough. Again, so slow and so careful. I mean, he knows he's alone now. So he correctly tries and tracks back. Without his team to support him, he's not going to be able to move up properly. Great shot there. He does now have a teammate. Who is Tefuru. He's got to watch out though. Because he can hear him. He knows he's there. Oh, 2 misses. And a great shot, first shot from Tefuru. That is a decent amount of pressure now. Really, they've got to get their third man up. Waste a bit of time. Because up comes their third one. I think this is Tefuru, right? So that's Afrozilla coming in through the middle. Afrodude, even. I know a guy called Afrozilla. But he seems so out of it in terms of map awareness, sound awareness. He's going to be shot in the back. Easy pickings. Leaving just Topo alive. Oh no, did he get killed as well? Looks like Topo got killed as well. So yeah, it's very slow progress. Tefuru definitely not got the awareness that several of the Judgement players and players like Afro and Topo have got. Which plays huge. Especially when there's so little players, so you can actually hear everyone pretty clearly. What is going on? Oh, great. From the side, coming from Ares. In fact, this might be... yeah, I believe this is going to be a home run. I don't think there's anything that YBB can do about this. He's taken a slightly wide route, but he's managing to keep sprint the entire time. And Thanatos wipes out the defenders, so that is going to be the first cap. In fact, I'm going to predictably already put it up on the board, I think. First cap will go over to the Judgement. Yeah, such a wide map like this, you need to be able to rely on your teammates to do their jobs at the various parts of the map and cover the parts of the map that they say they're going to. It takes a good team to be able to rotate properly into positions when people have died, so... certainly a weakness being shown for young bitch boys, aka YBB. Let's have a look. one spawn up, and in fact that is a very advantageous second spawn position for that blue intel. Judgement are probably wiping their hands at the moment. It's very far forward. I mean, it could have been worse for YBB, but... Okay, match has been paused. Afro dude caused a pause. Let's have a look. Ping tough. Yeah, he's got reasonable ping, but I guess 4 minutes after the match. There we go. Quick kill. Waluigi coming in. He's trying to get the angle. Good cover by Afro. Now we get to see what Walu's like. Well, he's got better ping, so he's probably American, maybe West Coast, I think. So I believe the Aloha servers... Actually, I don't know whether the Aloha servers are actually hosted in Hawaii. I know that Aloha's owner is in Hawaii. At least was last time I knew. But much better ping, at least. Coming up from Walu. So this is kind of a mismatch squad from the old Comrade squad and the Lines SPQR squad, I believe. So that's the kind of players you're seeing in YBB. They were certainly forced to be reckoned with at one point. I know that I played them after having not played for a while in a sort of startup tournament a little while ago. In fact, I think it was one of the previous leagues. And yeah, they were pretty good. I think there was a team with Spring on it. I think Spring is inside this YBB lineup. Isn't playing right now though. But it's good to see a team like the Comrades coming back in some describable form, in the same way that At Gaming have come back in a Two Butts and the Irishman kind of form. But we'll see. We shall see. Topo still leading the charge for YBB. Death ratio top. He's got a 2.0 kill death ratio, which is very good considering the opposition. If we consider Ares, for example, 1.31. That's the usual. But again, Grey from Hermes. Oh, misses his first shot though. Yeah, Topo isn't gonna miss the second follow-ups. But does get slightly sidetracked. Thanatos well covered. And look at them, either side of the central area. He's sneaking in there. I mean, Thanatos will have no idea that he's here. Still has no idea. He might have twigged by now, though, that he must have gone through. You can surely hear him. Yeah, but he's just going to keep on moving. I think that is actually going to be a player gone through the safety net. Afro somehow threading the needle there. But one is dead, which means one is spawning. Ah, and there he is. Santos not respecting the spawn at all. Perhaps a miscommunication there from the YBB team. They'll live on. It is 1-0 up. Harry's getting the cap. This is still the first half, mind you. Anything can happen. Harry's going to go through the centre. So close yet so far, you can hear him. Doesn't want to do too much, since he can just walk straight past. Why are you going back there? Don't go back there. He can walk straight past. He does get the kill. In fact, that is going to be another set of wipe. Looks like you are going to try and form a line here. I think Ares is quite far ahead of the rest, though. He just needs to be careful. His teammates are now around to cover. But he's the only one actually near... He's the only one actually near the intel. Oh, no, I got it wrong again. It's over this side. So they did have 2 people on this side. But taken out by the spawns. Which is unfortunate, but spawns sometimes just don't quite get where you expect them to be. It's in their nature to be random. Here we're taking out 2. Taken out by Waluigi. And a great bird. It's definitely doing better than Tafuru. But I don't think it's going to be enough in this game. 15 seconds left. That is going to be game 1. Going over. Or game 1, half 1. Going over to the Judgement. GG. I'll just quickly take a screenshot of this. There we are. Sorry for the noises. I'm sure you didn't want that. Right, let's advance this match, shall we? Alright. Players are now back in. Alright. Let's see. Players have switched teams, so now we get YBB on the green side, which is again, on most maps the greens are just slightly more advantageous. Because most maps are sort of a nice coloration like this with greens do kind of mix. I need to stop the music. And there is the second half underway. Judgement 1-0 up from the first half. Let's have a look. That's reasonable spawns. I think Judgement are slightly behind in terms of spawns. I mean, that is not a great position. Very close to the tunnels, which means somebody can come out from the other side. Probably already making advance on this side as well. Meanwhile, YBB's intel much further up the hill. That's going to be a lot harder. Already a bit of a wipe. Decent spawn position though, coming out. In fact, I'm not sure Hermes would have wanted to be exactly there, but making the most of it. He's still out in the open. And he gets him. Great work from Hermes. Alrighty. So I think Topo is probably just going to keep on coming around this side. I certainly would if I was him. You can hear him. We're probably going to see a random blue suddenly pop his head out through there any moment. He's just going to wait it out. There he is. Hiding away in there. Do you have one more? I reckon he can hear him. Topo's being much more careful. We now know there's a guy over here. He's going to be caught out. He missed the first one. So he's going to get the second. He noticed one straight behind him. Lining up very nicely. And that is a team wipe. YBB doing well so far on the green side. And again, the spawns come out. Topo's the first one down. Every dude gets Ares. I think he's got a free shot at the intel. I think they've got no one there. Too busy fighting on the other side. Fortunate spawn. Aphrodite is going to get it though. So this is the first intel pickup for YBB. They're going to get it pretty far. Just get out of there, man. Ah. But onto the bridge. That is a great start from YBB. That's a decent distance travelled. The next team wipe and grab. Team wipe and grab. Interesting to see how far it goes. Hey, good lineup coming out from Judgement now. Got one ultra wide on either end. But again, 2 players on one angle. As long as you vaguely cover the other options, can be pretty advantageous. 2 people shooting at a guy is much better than 1. For sure. It's a very simple thing, but I think players forget this. Have to quickly check Discord. Boom. Still 1 member of YBB in the center. All alone. He's going to get 1 though. Topo got 1. He knows there's another one. Has been spotted. But a good setup from Hermes at the back. Oh, that's not Hermes. Thanatos at the back. Contributing to it. Distracting him even just a little bit. But they know they just have to keep this intel from moving any further. They know that this side is the most important. And Thanatos is just biding his time. Oh, gets sniped from a distance anyway. Good vision. It's important now for Judgement to always consider this right hand side as soon as left hand side as soon as they spawn. Get over there as soon as possible. If YBB managed to get a 2-1, where they've got 2 going for the intel, 1 on this left hand side, I reckon they're pretty set up to take the intel all the way home. Assuming no hero play coming out from Judgement. Equal hits, you can see him over the left hand side there. He's all alone. Thanatos managed to get 1 of them. And Ares gets the second. Again, decent flanking cover from these teams. And welcome in the chat to Alexos Solexu. Whew. Back in Stormwind. Yeah, Stormwind's still in this league, so... haven't seen them play yet. I did try and encourage them to, but they didn't. They weren't having any of it. Wait, is this what I think it is? Wow. Okay, that's a new one. A little too high hole. I mean, that'll work a couple of times, I guess, but it means that, in fact, it's fairly clever. It's one of those mind games you just have to start playing, isn't it? If you start doing that every now and again, people will start having to move slower and be more careful. Ooh, that was a bit foolhardy, though. Top of the ridge. Topo keeping a good look at there. But yeah, hiding in parts of the map, poking out random parts, is just going to make an opposition member think twice before they run headlong into somewhere. More defensive kind of positionings like this. This is Topo's view. Yeah, nicely done. Thanatos just being a bit too predictable. Feel like he should have gone for the intel there. He is now going to go down to Afro Dude, but he gets taken out. Actually, I believe from wide on the right. But I reckon he would have had a shot again to the intel at least. So out in the open though. Is that a team member on the right? No, that is an opposition member. Out in the water. Still no grenades for Topo. I'm not sure he even has grenades at this point. But he's still alive. Attempted nade. He's going to cover whilst his teammate goes for the intel. Oh, and a missed intel. Taken out, but they're all 3 of them here. Oh, Average is going to be taken out. Topo managed to get that final kill. There he goes. Finally picks it up. Now it all depends on the spawn positions. Oh, that's a great spawn position. Can you make the most of it, though? Ah, just about. Hermes getting taken down. But a decent second spawn. Like, that was very fortunate spawns from Judgement. Very lucky to still be alive at the end of that. Because if they'd been anywhere else on their island, Topo would have been away. That's where they got to stop. They got to stop this intel. Even if they go full on defensive around it, they've got to stop this cap from happening. Otherwise it'll be a draw at the very least. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh no, Thanatos. Biding his time. Aphrodite just getting a bit too tunnel visioned. So yes, what I want to see is YBB grouping up on this side. Just a little bit. Perhaps have one guy go in through the stash. And maybe we'll get to see a first cap coming out. The problem is they can't just leave themselves exposed either. But I think Judgment's main concern is stopping that cap at this point. So going on offensive, probably not advised. But they keep it at bay for now. Judgement have to push up the map, get that pressure line much further up. Give them some leeway if they don't manage to land the shots they need to. Or good covering though. That's going to be awkward. Very awkward position. Ares mentioning hit reg problems. He hasn't got that great of a ratio this time. I mean, he's definitely pulling his weight, that's for sure. That was a hit. There's two people going after Thanatos now. Ares him coming from the side. Great support. He is going to get the third. There is finally a chance to go with the intel. So a good few seconds until they spawn. Where are they going to spawn though is the question. Oh, right on the other side. This is perfect for Ares. Let's get it out. Get as far as you can. One on top of the building. What a spawn point. He's going to get a slight cover from the entrance of the tunnel. Very awkward for him. But that is a decent amount of territory covered. And they've still got more people. Hermes pulling his weight. And again, all depends on the spawn positions. There's one wide out. Just grab it. Hermes takes him out though. Again, a very fortunate spawn position. Just get out of there. Any inch is worth it, Hermes. Any inch. Again. With the, yeah. No, I didn't do that on purpose. But hey, this is more I wanted to see. Ares going to get taken out. 2v1. There should be an easy kill, but Thanatos soaking them bullets up like crazy. Takes them both out. In fact, there's only one on the intel, and he gets taken out as well. But I think the spawn's probably going to be taking him out potentially before he reaches there. Oh, that's a pretty awkward spawn. Topo manages to take him out. Is this Topo? No, it isn't. Where was Topo in all this? He was way on the left-hand side. Great vision. But at least both teams are now slightly on the defensive. That means he's doing well pushing over here. He is going to taken out by Waluigi. Yet there's no movement on this side. Ares just a bit too content to stay where he is. Looks like somebody's built a wall over there. Aphrodite's built a wall. Does get taken out from behind it. This is still two players. They've now spawned back up. They know there's going to be people coming around from this side. So they need to find some other avenue of getting at that intel. But finally some pressure relieved. Interesting movement in the middle. Is this Thanatos biding his time? There's some kind of duel going off from the other side there. 2v1. There's a third coming through the center. Good from Ares. Still one more to go. Good grenade. Oh, not quite enough. Topo is going to be taken out by it, though. He was low enough. I'm not sure he has the time to get to the intel. Or, interesting spawn. Who's going to get the first one out of this? Another one has spawn now. No. Ares faced with mission impossible. Had he gotten that first headshot really quick, I think he could have potentially gone there, but it would have been a lucky escape had he managed it. So what have we got? Both teams know that this side of the map is going to be the most heated. Don't see much movement on the other side, which is potentially what one of these teams needs to do. Just send a man over there and hope the other two can defend. If one of them can loop around the back properly, then that could be an avenue away and past what is full metal defense from both these teams. Nice, Topo down. Oof. But both members, one on the roof, one down on the side. It's going to be a difficult task. Hopefully you see him on the roof up there. There you go, Hermes. Oh boy. Yep. That wall, Trump would not be proud. Tiny wall. But hey, Ares going to try and make the most of it. Topo versus Ares, I believe. Oh, that was Afro dude. Topo might still be alive. Yeah, there he is, top of the hill. Again, mostly amounting to 1v1s. Santos is going to try and keep the pressure up a little bit. Ooh, but good vision from Waluigi. So again, so much action centered around that side. I'm interested to see what Ares decides to do. Are they going to still go around to the center? Looks like he might. If they can get all three members covering properly, then this is going to be crazy. I mean, just look at how close these two teams are. That's one each. 2v2. One man alive. Let the parties hit the floor. Oh, there's one spawned. And he's going to come around the wide angle. Which might be good. Yep, managed to move it though. Again, just 5 blocks might be all the difference they need. Meanwhile, theirs is still on the bridge. Good long way for Judgement to catch up, so it's such a Judgement now to match it. There's a good 20 blocks or so, at least. Hermes getting intel duty. Is there one around here? There is one or two. By no time, Aphrodite is going to be the one wide. He should be able to take this gun. Misses the first shot though. Fortunate there, Hermes managed to get it. He's going to be flanked like crazy though. He managed to take out one, but still. Waluigi's still left. That's a huge amount of work done there by Hermes though. An attempt at a grenade. Nice try. A good change of direction infield from Waluigi. Ah, but he does get taken out. Swept up by Thanatos. And again, we are at the stalemate once more. Very even scores. Goodness. Oh, we've got a pause. Okay. Weird DC, apparently. There we go. We're back in. And I think they know where each other are. Oh, they don't. Oh, Afro dude. You could have just run. You could have just ran. But you didn't. There was like a good second or two whilst the other guy just had no idea. By which point he could have just run off the side here. Again, every inch counts. But yes. Meanwhile, Ares actually managed to get very close. Each moment of magic equaled by the other team. That was so far into the fog range that we couldn't actually hear it. The difference between me being here and me being there is the difference from being able to know that the shot's in there. You only hear sounds within fog range. So, yeah, far. Just a little bit. I know from personal experience having 1v1 the guy. Well, sort of 1v1 the guy. He was a fairly empty server. He is pretty good at fog range. That's a good nade. In fact, that would have been a perfect nade had he still been alive. But instead, who we got here? Waluigi versus Stanislaus. Stanislaus behind the wall. There's a bit of a wall duel. We've got a bit of time. Two members coming out. Being a bit careless. I don't think that grenade can quite reach, can it? No, not quite, but Waluigi does get taken down. But a good clean up. 1 minute remaining. This is pretty much do or die now. It's technically 2 minutes because of the timing goes back to 59 seconds. But yeah, this is YBB having to now do the final push. They've got to get every shot landing pretty much at this point. If they don't, that's going to be the 1-0 from the first half, and the Judgement are going to take it. All Judgement need to do is defend. That is literally it. Waluigi's down top, he's going to kill Ares. He's in a good position to come across from the side and clear them up, which he does. So again, the pressure changes, but there's still quite a way to go. Top again, still refusing to use grenades. He does take that one out. Who has spawned here? Both members are in vision of it. Made that one. Topo has to come out with some kind of hero play right here. They've made walls though. Topo has to get this kill basically. Oh, 7 seconds remaining. That is going to be game. It's unfortunate since GG. That is going to be it, guys. That is the second half between Judgement and YBB. Judgement is going to take it. And bing. There we go. GG's all around. Whew. Man. That was much closer. Alright. I think this sums it up for me. Woo! Good games, guys. Some comments coming in. But yeah, guys, thank you. I mean, I think that is going to be it for my coverage of tonight. 2 and a bit matches. Whew, that was quite something. My voice is quite shot. Because I started streaming at about 6:30, it's now almost 3 hours later. So, I think that will be goodbye from me. Thank you guys so much for coming around, those guys who stick by. Do pop into the Build and Shoot Discord, that's where most of us can be found. So if you go to buildandshoot.com and go under, I think, so look, I can show it right here. So under the forums tab, click on Discord and you'll get a link to the chat rooms and everything that we're using as a central point for this league. And it isn't too late to get involved either. So I mean, it's only the start of the regular season. The season will eventually end and go into some kind of playoffs towards finals. So until the end date, which is currently not set, the league will be open to new registrations. Just go on the forums. There is an official leagues category and post in there about the Build and Shoot League number 6. So, with all that said, I have been Grandy. I think my socials have been popping up at the top of the stream during the breaks. So I am Grandy B on twitter.com. Do drop me around there, that'd be great. Until next time, not sure exactly when that would be. Let us know if you want to do it again on Discord, on Facebook, or whether you want to do it on some other platforms such as Twitch or YouTube. Do let us know. But until that time, I've been Grandy. Thank you so much for coming around, and we'll see you next time.